Well, we just pulled the 7200 in and we're going to swap out that blower motor. I want to get into it before the tractor gets warm at all, because it seems like when the tractor was in here the other day when I put the blower motor in, after it was in here for an hour or so, the blower motor never turned off. So we want to hurry up and get the top off that cab, get down in there and see if we can't find maybe a bad goofy connection, although I didn't see anything wrong with it the other day. And then we've got to get the PTO into this truck 6 here. Jason's just getting stuff cleaned up and he's got the oil changed on it. They ended up putting a new tire on this side here. And then after we get this 7200 done, we've got to change out a coupler and a hose on the 624 payloader. All right, we got the roof picked up off of here. And what there is two, oh, look at that, I left the screwdriver up in here. Left the screwdriver in there from last time. Now, what this has is a blower motor that when you turn the switch on, it helps recirculate air into the cab. Actually, it pulls the air in from the outside into the cabin, and then that blower motor there kind of circulates the air that is already in the cabin, if you will. Now, the other day when I took this all apart, by the time it had been in here for an hour or so, the blower motor started working again, and I just figured, well, there's maybe moisture inside it, and what maybe is happening is the motor is getting warm from being in the shop and it starts working again. I swapped the motor over, realized the shaft was bent, put the old motor back in. The next morning after that, which was yesterday, the damn thing ran for about a half hour to 40 minutes, and then the damn thing kicked off and it never worked again. So just as we were taking the top of the cab off, came back on, turned off, came back on, and then it kind of turned off just as we were raking the roof across the top of everything here. So I don't know. Well, it appears that it might be in this plug here, either in the plug or in these wires. So we'll have to play with the plug a little bit before we go and take it out of here again. Well, we don't know where that issue is coming from, so I don't know what it's from here. Could be from the resistor, which I doubt it. Maybe it's from where the wires go into the motor. So we're gonna have to do some research here. Now these wires are warm, and it appears that it has to do with that connection there. So we'll get this out of there, and then we'll have to try it again once it's out of the area that it goes in. Now it kicked off again. Alright, we've got a new PTO on the bench here. Jay's going to put this in, and it's been a while since he's done one of these, so we're just going to kind of explain to him how this goes in there. Now this gear here is the one that runs against the gear in the transmission. That gear spins all the time. So this is your shift collar here. So this side of the PTO is spinning all the time when you shift the PTO in, it shifts those two collars together. Now you're spinning the driven side of the PTO, and then that's spinning your shaft back here. Now this is the air shift cover. It's got the fork on there. Leave that off, and when you put the PTO in there, usually I put 3 shims in. Yeah, and that's probably all they give you. Yep. Okay, I have extra shims upstairs, but most generally it takes these 3, and that's all you have to put in there. And what you want to do, once you get that in there and get it tight, you should feel a little backlash on this gear. And the theory behind that is you're going to have the gears meshed in here. As things get warm, it expands, and what you don't want is the teeth on the transmission coming down into the bottom of this gear, and these teeth here going into the bottom of the gear on the transmission. You don't want them working that hard. So if you feel just a little bit of rock in there, it's good. Okay. So that's why you want to leave your cover off of the other side of the PTO. You won't know what you need until you get it all the way on there and get the damn thing tight. Now the stud kit that they give you, where is that stud kit? Should be here somewhere. Well, we'll find it. It's here, right there. So this stud kit here, there's going to be 2 bolts in there, and then the rest of them are just studs. No, there's 6 bolts and 2 studs. So put the studs in the transmission right here. This one, yeah, this one is probably the main one that you make sure you put the stud in, because you can't get a bolt in there. Okay. All right, and then put the other one here. And then when you go to put that up on there, you know, all you got to do is put a nut on it, and it's kind of self-aligned. Yeah. Get that on there, get all your other bolts in, get it tight with the 3 gaskets on there, then feel your backlash. If you're okay, go ahead and put this shift cover on there. Now, it's kind of tough to get this shift cover to go in there. You've got to make sure that you end up getting that fork in that groove right there. I have slipped it before and have had it on the wrong side, and then it leaves that gear engaged all the time. So you've got to kind of play with it to get it to go in the groove that you need it to go in. And sometimes if you just lift the back up, so if you lift the back up there, you can see if it's in there. Slam that down on there, bolt this cover in. Now I don't know why they gave us 2 switches, but this switch closes the circuit when that shift collar moves over in the shift cover. I'm pretty sure it's the cream colored one is going to be the one that's going to be it's going to close the circuit when the shift collar moves over. I think the black ones are closed until it moves over, and then it opens the circuit when it hits against that button. Then that's what turns your light on, because your light is powered on one side, and then it doesn't get the ground until this button gets pushed in on this switch. So the white one then? Yeah, put a little gasket maker on here. That'll help your gaskets kind of hold in place. Okay. And maybe stick one to the bottom of the transmission, stick one to here, and then you've only got one that's kind of floating. Okay. And then push it up on there, bolt them all down, tighten it, and then you should be okay. So these guys are going to work on this here. They're going to get that on there, and then we've got the pump to mount to the back side of this PTO. And then being that we're running a different transmission, we might have to change out the supporting bracket, which will show you what that is when we get that in there. But this truck has already had a PTO on it, so all this other stuff is just extra crap. So might as well throw these damn things out. They suck because they're not shrink wrap ones. All right, I'm gonna swap this motor out quick while they're putting that PTO in. All right, so we got the last screw here before we can pull that cover off and then Wrong hole. Alright, we've got this all back together here now. What I ended up doing is I've got the new motor in there, and I ended up cutting the plug out of it, and I got it wired direct. Went ahead and put some loom on here. Now, I worried about this plug having a bad connection in it. However, I do believe that the old motor had a little something wrong with it, because it seems like this new one spins a little faster. Another thing I noticed on this is this valve was leaking Freon. I have blown all the dirt out of here, and earlier, well, you can't really see it now, but there was some dye that Jake put in this system, and it was all over the place up in here, and there's O-rings that go on the end of these steel lines, and I believe it was just weeping past one of them O-rings, this block that tightens these fittings down, or these lines down in this valve. This was a little loose, so I went ahead and tightened that up, and that has seemed to stop leaking. Back when we had this on the grain buggy, Sarah didn't have any, her AC kind of went away on her, and Jake had to come over and charge the system. And we knew it had somewhat of a leak. That's why he put the dye in it, because we had to charge it a couple of different times throughout the year, but we could not find the leak until now. We're taking this roof off. So we're getting ready to put the roof back on, and I just happened to notice while we were in here that the modem, well, the modem's right there, and I don't know if that's a 2G or a 3G, but that modem has to be changed out here in a little while. So we're gonna have to take this cab roof back off again. So John Deere's running a special right now where you can upgrade to 4G, and gives you a few years subscription to JD Link if you go ahead and add the new modem, and you end up getting a few years of JD Link service, if you will. Now what that modem will do is it will transfer planting data and stuff like that to our operations center in my John Deere. This tractor, we use it to spread fertilizer with once in a while, and that'll be handy to have that, and it also lets the dealer see if there's any service codes that pop up on it or anything like that. You can check on it and get various information right with the app that is on your phone. So we'll go ahead and get this roof on. Jay's got the PTO all in. Truck 6 there, he's getting ready to put the hydraulic pump in it now, so we'll peek in on him here in a minute. But the first thing I want to do is get this roof over on here and get that fastened down. All right, we've got this blower motor all fixed. Now we're going to work on the payloader. We've got a couple of hydraulic leaks on it. We're going to get that in the shop here quick, get those problems addressed, and Garrett's going to have to get moving feet. Okay, Jay has got truck 6 all put together, and we're going to go for a ride in it. We're going to see how he likes that 8LL. We've got a skid steer doing a exhaust cleaning. So we're going to go ahead and jump up in here with Jay, and we're going to go for a ride. Alright, got a new shifter head in here. Alright, it's gonna be nice, huh?
I'm hoping anyways.
That's gonna be nice. It's alright. Alright, so we're just running around the block here and everything is working great, other than we have just realized that this transmission shifts in a U pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, it's a little goofy. We got some snowmobilers up here. Wonder if they realize they're on camera. God, I wish I had one of them. Yeah, good one. Check on that one. Looks like they've dusted the road here. I was always known for that too. Hit the snowbank, leave it full throttle, come down, track spinning, pull snow across the road. Yeah, you got one this way, Jay. You got a couple of them, actually. You're good after that second one. Alright, let's hammer on it. Give her! Give her! Give her! Give her, we can go down town line. Okay. See how fast it goes, as long as these cars are not stopping up here.
Yeah, right.
What are you up to now?
55,
yeah. Oh, you stupid idiot. Look at that stupid idiot right there. You know, when people do something stupid like that, you should be able to run right into them. There isn't anybody behind us. Oh well. So we really aren't going to be able to see how fast this will actually go. We actually have to turn up here, and we don't want to go to the next intersection, but it's probably a 70, 68 or 9 mile an hour transmission. This truck has got 456 gears in it, so that should be about right. So we're going to head back to the shop. We're going to roll in underneath it, make sure we don't have any leaks. We'll check out the bolts on the rear suspension, and we're going to have to keep an eye on those for a while anyway. So we'll meet you back to the shop here. Well, this is just about going to do it for this video. You can hear a skid steer outside just running wide open. That's doing an exhaust filter cleaning. And it's only at 33%, and it's just after 6 o'clock here. So all the work is basically done on this truck 6. However, we realized that we forgot about the air tank on this left hand side that has got a hole in it, rusted through. So we're ripping that off now. We're either going to patch it or buy a new one for it. So we've got to get that done. Now, all the work that we did to this truck ended up costing just under 10 grand. It was $9,968. We had a bearing or something that went on the transmission. Once we got the transmission out, we realized that the flywheel here had the corners of the teeth were all ragged looking. And we figured we might as well replace that. And then this is the clutch, and that is shot. So we ended up putting a new flywheel on it, which was $1,100. The clutch was like 7 or 8, I forget which. Reman transmission, and then we also rolled in a brand new PTO. I'm gonna end up rebuilding the old one, but we just wanted to put a new one on it because I actually changed the gears on this PTO so it would run at 125% of the engine speed, so we could run that pump a little faster. The one that was in there was a 106 or a 96, I forget which. Now we also had to replace the springs on this. The springs on this left-hand side here, they were broken. There was like 3 or 4 leaves broke in that stack, and including the top one. So we ripped them out, put a new set of springs in it. Didn't want to just repair one side, so we ended up replacing the springs on the other side here, and then as long as the tires were off of it, we ended up putting new tires on there. 4 of them were bad, 4 of them were decent. So we ended up having 4 of them capped, saved the other 4, and we also put brakes on there. So that's how we came up to the $9,968. We also put a new tire on that front left side. So we're all ready to go with this other than that air tank. Now you see that spoke wheel on this one front right corner. This truck used to have all Dayton wheels on it, and it actually had a what did we have go wrong there? I forget which. I think we had a spindle go on this side, and we ended up taking that off of truck 13. So Jason also did an oil change to this, so other than that oil tank, this is ready to go. So that is just about gonna do it for this video, folks. So I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you at the next video. This is the next project.